Sip. That's not nice. Alright. Try to get back on this. Okay. I might just try to model the legs probably. I mean, a lot better. Hide this. Just roll a see-through. Yeah. Shake the leg out here. Oh, forgot about that. Yeah. Killing me. I had to go about shaking the leg area. This is the leg area right here, then I'll have to select all three. I should probably add another edge piece in there probably. That is weird. I just said, guys. Hello? I'll get the car. She's upstairs on the phone. Hey, give me a sec, guys. I'll get with the car real quick. Okay. Okay, I might have to redo the leg color, this lower body part. Let's see. Yeah, that's how it is. Oh, hold up. Target world. Gonna put having all these edge loops. Okay. Let's see. Trying to take out some of these edge loops. I gotta go about this. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I should just kept that part 3 separate pieces. I forgot about this. Mm. I'll start with this arm head. Makes me edgy. I wonder if I should just probably just did triangles and just not make so many edges. Yeah, I may start this lower half over. Yeah, I'm gonna start by combining these parts. Cut it. I don't know if I should even do it to the top part also, or not. Maybe if I just leave it. The top part is not so much to worry about, it's the lower part. Yeah, that works a little better. I can at least shape the legs a little bit better. I feel like the leg kind of goes up like so around here. Okay. Hmm. I'm probably gonna have to make tails as I probably should make tails on one body for the stomach. Having the tail separated was that's how they did it back on Dreamcast, the easy way. Uh, yeah. Okay. Legs are gonna start a little lower. So I need to bring another layer down. Mm. Hmm. Okay, I think I see it. Some water. Okay. I'm visualizing on my screen. I need to make this thing a little bit more circular. Good sleep. Okay, go ahead and make like a little cone area for the leg. And to shape out the leg. Okay. Change the music up a little bit. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Messed up a bit. Alright, now we're kinda getting somewhere. A little better. Are you hungry? Hmm. check out my dog, guys. Dog's about to jump on me. Huh. He's doing a little bit, alright? Freaking mosquitoes. Man. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna have to make a tail on this character. I have to leave that. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Ugh. That shouldn't be too bad. There we're good at. kind of feeling it out a little now. Alright. I don't know if I should add more edge loops. I guess if I need to, I can always add more. So I just having any kind of weird issues animating. Alright. Now let's select all this shit. The borders. These are your new legs. Cherish them. Wear them with pride. You too fat. Legs are too fit. My bad, Tails. I'm sorry, bro. My bad, bro. I got Tekken on Steam, bruh. I refunded that, remember? When I was listening to it on my laptop back then. I don't have it anymore. I had to wait for another sale or something. Plus, Lei Wulong is still on vacation. He's relaxing. He's trying to relax for a few years before he comes back. He's got aching bones, man. He's like up in age. He don't got time to deal with these young, lightning fast, safe frame, poke oriented characters. No names. Melty Blood, yeah. I played it on my older computer. I think Isaac gave me a copy of Melty Blood before my hard drive way back then. I don't know if I still have it now. It was an older copy of Melty Blood. I don't even have that thing anymore. I don't even know if it even had online support. I'd have to look for a new version, a new copy of another copy of Melty Blood online. You said I can get back Tekken 7, or you talking about this Melty Blood up in the chat? Oh, you're just talking about Melty Blood. My bad, my bad. I thought you were saying I can get back Tekken for free in the community. I was like, wait, what? You got free Tekken 7 now? Harada's about that life? I thought he told us tonight don't ask him for shit anymore. I'm gonna keep asking Harada for shit. I want my boy Roger Jr. And I want what else do I want? Back in Tekken. Christy, yeah. Christy is Bay. The only Bay that matters in Tekken is Christy. All the others are just sideshows. Here, I'll download in a bit after I get done with this little streaming part of the session. Of course, Smash, man. Who doesn't? Smash. Smash, man. It's good. Got every character and every man's dream. Anybody can be in Smash. Shoot, I sent my application a few days ago to get in Smash as a character. So many applicants. Sakurai is like, I'll think about it. Mm. Says he's not sure if I'm Smash material. You think I was Smash material? Yeah, man, I'm so rusty in 3D modeling. Yeah. This is good practice, grinding and shit. Get to try to get back into it. Plus, this will be good. A good start back to my new portfolio. Let me guess. Is that chick that school chick that moves really fast and like she's trying to assassinate you? Freaking jumping on the wall and shit and moving at light speed. Yep, of course. I already knew you were gonna use her. I could try modeling Knuckles mix. This is just a practice fundamentals of modeling a little bit. I've been out of 3D modeling for a while since my desktop computer, my laptop. So I haven't got a chance to really work on recent stuff for a good year and a half. I can't remember what character I was using in Melty Blood. I'd have to go back and look at the characters to refresh my memory. Uh, I did not press that. Come on, man. Maybe four. Four might be on the safe side. What you got against Tails, though? What you got against Tails? I know Knuckle is a true G and MVP. That Pumpkin Hill song? Oh, should I play it? Pumpkin Hill? I don't know if I should, though. I might get a strike from Twitch. Technically, I've been playing any big music artist or game music just to test the waters of Twitch's little rules. Watch Twitch not send me a mark. Twitch is not gonna send me a mark as long as it's not a big music studio. If I go play some like Nicki Minaj or something, she's probably gonna come attack my ass because we know how thirsty she is. Still trying to figure out what's the real part on her body. Is there anything real in her body? 0% natural. No, don't tell me I fucked up. Ah, fucked up. Damn it. Okay. I forgot my backspace, my ignore backspace, and we're still on the leg. I didn't get the back part of it. There we go. That's fine. Alright, now we go. Now we got the back leg area. That's what matters. I started this yesterday. I started the model yesterday. It was just I started from the top part of the body, the stomach. I started with a block, a square. It's in the previous stream I did. It was just a square, and then I went from forming the body on the side and the front. Today, I went and redid the legs. I'm redoing the legs and a little bit of the arm area, so it looks like an animated a little bit better. if I decide to animate it. And then I'm gonna start mauling the tail. I'm gonna try to start pulling the hair out of my head once I start mauling the tail. Gotta figure out where I'm gonna reposition this poly somewhere. Somewhere here it's gonna be a tail. Somewhere. Uh, trying to get back into this modeling a little bit. Laptop? No, I mean they were both easy. I use keyboard and mouse on both. I'm doing this. You do this by hand and by keyboard and mouse. If I was like sculpting or something or digital painting, I would use a Wacom tablet. Yeah, I mean my laptop wasn't as obviously wasn't as nowhere near as strong as this desktop computer. Slower processor, less RAM. Then it started having a few overheating problems. But you know, if you're working on stuff like this, production stuff, you should be working on a desktop computer for the most part. So you're gonna need the resources and all that stuff, you know, to keep your computer cool. Even if I'm not stressing my computer out crazy, I only have one software open, and that's 3ds Max. So if I'm gonna do any kind of like 3D animations or motion graphics, special effects, or anything like that, it'd probably be best to do it on a decent desktop computer. Have my computer burning. I told my girlfriend my old laptop is gonna outlive us all. He doesn't. I even told Kevin that he doesn't trust me. He thinks I'm lying. I always calls my laptop a toaster. I'm like, yeah. Watch, I'll give it 10 years. Your computer breaks down. I bet my laptop's still working though. But I still need to get a monitor. I still need to get a monitor for this computer. I need to get maybe some extra RAM and that extra MD2 SSD. And then at some point I'll probably get a water coolant install it, you know, later on to replace the fan. The batteries, it's a little bit of both. The laptop was outdated. I was using, you know, I've been using it for a good while. I had my first laptop since college, 2008. The second laptop I had for about 2.5 years from my girlfriend, which was stronger than my first laptop, but it was already kind of going on its last few legs. Obviously when I started trying to play Tekken and a whole bunch of other stuff on it, you know, I've been telling you guys that's been overheating and crashing and all that stuff like that. It's not that it couldn't run the game; it's just that it was already dying. It was already dying already on the motherboard. Even though I think it ran Tekken at I think 50 FPS or something like that at medium or low settings when I did the test. Did I drain it? Did I drain it? Did I really play anything crazy on there? I wonder. Yeah, how am I gonna do this tail? I should probably start the tail probably and come back to the legs maybe. Uh, I'm gonna need a beer for this one. Tail. This guy has two tails. Can I just leave him with one? Does tails really need two tails? Nobody would know. Nobody would know. As long as they don't look back there, nobody would know. Gonna have to probably make this. I think I can. I don't know how to go about this. Because when he spins his tails, like you know, if you're looking at it in the animation or video game, it's a separate instance from the way he spins his tails, from the tails that are attached to his body. Um, I really feel that I should just keep the tail separate from the body. I don't know if I really need to model it because it wouldn't look right. So I guess it's possible. I guess it might be possible for me to do this. I just gotta brainstorm this. Well, no, no. I mean, like, have you seen the Sonic movie, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, with our old buddy in there, Jim Carrey, Mr. Robotnik. Um, yeah, if you've seen the ending for the movie and you saw Tails, you saw like when he rotated his tail to start flying, that it looked like a completely different thing on his body. Basically, they're using like a filter kind of to do that. Those are not the actual tails that are being modeled to spin like that. It just has like a kind of an illusion to show that. They use that to kind of just to kind of give a visual representation of how his tails look when they're spinning around. But they're not the actual model tails doing that. They're not rotating like really really fast or anything like that. They're just replaced during that animation with something else until he stops spinning his tails, and then they render back the regular tails, the regular tails moving around without when they're not spinning. Um, it's a technique that they use to do that. It's like Sonic running it's like Sonic running really fast in the movie. They're not animating his legs. They're animating some scenes where his legs run fast, but when he runs like super fast, they don't show that render really happening. They show like a blur and color effect, kind of like special effects when they do that. I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, hold on, let me go back and look at it on YouTube actually to see how it looks for when Tails did that. Hedgehog movie Tails. And you can try to remember how the tails look like when he started spinning. That's the end part. Gotta give him props on the hair modifier in the body. See, they're two separate instances when you look at it. So I can't tell if they're really attached to his body. Like I don't know if they modeled it from his body, or did they just simply just made two separate tails and stuck it on his ass, and they just have like their own little bones, independent bones to animate. That's what I'm assuming. That's how they did it in the older Sonic games, the older 3D Sonic games like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. The tails are separate. They each had a bone in it, and they were just stuck on his ass. They weren't modeled from his body. They were just separate, and they were just stuck there. And they follow wherever his body animates and moves around at. Um, but it's hard to say for this one. See, see now it looks completely different at the top part. The top part those are like those are special effects on the top part, or rendered special effects. To give the illusion that he's spinning his tails really fast. It looks really good how they did it also because it has like the root of the tail kind of like almost looks like it's rotating. It's probably rotating in like a weird like blur rendered motion, and then the top part of it has the special effects with the white blur and stuff like that. It's really cool how they did it. It's just freaking nuts. I get them prop on the fucking models, 3D models of Sonic. They went back and redid that ugly horrendous thing that we saw in that first trailer. Whew. Oh man, it's yeah. Cause of shit is that man. I wouldn't even put that shit in the trash can. That freaking model. I get they were trying to go for a more realistic look of Sonic as a realistic hedgehog humanoid, But there was no reason for that. Detective Pokemon Pikachu. They used the original designs of the Pokemon when they made the 3D versions of them, and they didn't change the designs that much. They altered it a little bit, but they still kept the core designs of the Pokemon. There was no reason for Sonic to do that in this movie, in that trailer. I was like, why? Like, what was the point? And look what happened. Look what they made. They made a perfectly good Sonic model that works with the movie, and it looks like it fits right in the movie. Just the way they designed it, while still looking cartoony at the same time. It's amazing. Oh, it took a lot of belly aching for them to do it. They should have saw that coming. Um, one of the best animations I like for the Sonic games I've seen. The best 3D Sonic animation I've seen since the Sonic movie that we just saw was from Sonic Unleashed. I give props to whatever company animated that. I give mad props. I would love to know a little bit more about their technique. Um, yeah, it's that one. That's freaking something like something from freaking Star Wars, man. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Such a detailed Sonic model. I thought I was looking at Star Wars when I saw this thing. And I definitely need to take a look at the Sonic Unleashed model, so I can take a closer look at how they did certain things on the body. But usually you can kind of tell if you look at the 3D model, you can tell from the way it animates whether the legs or the arm are attached to one body or not. Like from like Dreamcast Sonic to this Sonic right here, you can tell from the detail on the models that everything is most of the stuff is one part of the body, except for maybe like maybe except for the head area. I think the head is separate from the body. Oh, you're right. You're right, Showbiz. They had many 3D Sonic from different games to go by as a reference to model Sonic into a realistic setting. There is no reason for that first trailer. It's like just worse than a bad joke. I would even put that as an April Fool's joke. And it makes me wonder if my computer would blow up if I tried to render a scene like this with all that lighting and stuff animating in the scene. I think my desktop can make it as long as I install a water cooler. It might just be able to do something like that. Hopefully, take probably the whole day to render. So definitely worth a shot though. I do plan to animate Tails in the scene once I get done modeling him. I'm gonna rig him with a bone so he can be animated, and then I'm gonna create a 3D scene with him being rendered and animated in. That's one of my first things to add in my new portfolio demo reel. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, the lighting and stuff, dynamic lighting, the physics, the mental ray that they use in it, all that stuff being rendered into a scene at one time, just to give some nice good texture and shading and stuff on the 3D model. This one definitely has very good reflective materials on it. Like everything shined and it looks like a lot of stuff like reflects lighting off of Sonic's body pretty well. At least when he's supersonic, at least. Um, course, I'm really surprised that if they didn't make a real time movie with actual actors, they could have just did one major giant 3D animation movie with something similar to Sonic Unleashes graphics. Even if it's better, people would have been fine with that too. I mean, I'm fine for the movie also. I give them props for making a realistic looking version of Sonic in the real world. You know, that takes a lot of work to put, a cartoon character, to look with such detail in a real movie like that without it looking too cheesy. That's really hard to accomplish. Um, but shoot, I give them mad props on that. Um, this makes me wonder, like when they were working on the Avatar movie with the little blue cat people, how many computers died that whole few months of rendering that movie? Was there like a low mortality rate? Hopefully my computer won't end up like that. I'll be pretty sad. Hollywood scares me sometimes. Pray to God if I ever go to Hollywood at any point in my life, I'll have my will written way in advance. Uh, so I'm just gonna assume in the movie that the tails were still separate. I'm not even gonna assume that it was attached to his body because then you wouldn't be able to rotate them. You wouldn't be able to rotate them that well. And I don't think they would animate that well with. I think they're still playing by the same rules as the Sonic game when it comes to animating, having tails two separate entities from its body. I don't think the tails are modeled onto its backside. I would love a supercomputer. The things I could do with a supercomputer. So we're gonna play by the old rules of his tail. We're gonna keep those things separate on his body. They're gonna be two separate models stuck in the same area, kind of angled in a certain way, and they're gonna have bones in them that animate themselves. But they're gonna be stuck on the axis on his butt, so they still act like they're stuck on his butt. And then we'll let the texture and the fur handle everything else on the model to give the illusion that the tails are actually stuck on his butt. Uh, um, let me save this first. I'm gonna do the tails, and then I guess I'll cut the stream before I get on the Apex or anything, Apex or Jump Force CTC. Uh, I'm just gonna model the two tails and duplicate them, and then I'll save from there and start back probably tomorrow on this. Sometimes I gotta brainstorm how to go about doing this 3D model because I'm completely rusty, and I'm trying to do things that I usually didn't do back then when I 3D modeled more complex stuff. So I try to get back into practice and shit. Me and Kevin went to the same school, same college. He graduated before I did, or he got done with the program before I did. Um, his group is the one that started the digital game simulation program back at my community college. Initially, it was pushed for by Kevin and one of my old teachers named Chris. Um, he went for the same stuff also. Yeah, Isaac also. During that time, I was when Isaac was teaching me and Carl fundamentals of fighting games. That's when we met. We ran into Ardil and Silent and all of them when we started going to Planet Zero. And Ardil did come to HEC sometime to play some games with us. freaking beat our ass on the fucking keyboard with Akuma. I'm like, this boy has no shame. Doing all these complex inputs on a keyboard on Street Fighter 4, Third Strike, on a keyboard. My boy, Corbucci. Why are you so OP, man? I guess I should start to tell maybe as a boss probably be easier. Cylinder might be a little too complicated. It might be better just to start as a box. Yeah, box will be easier. Yeah, it was fun time. You know, I mean, PZ period was a little short. Given that it's closed down now, but you know, it was definitely some good times there. That's when I started doing. That's when I was entering tournaments in Super Smash Bros. Brawl with some of my friends back then. Hey, bro, such a good game. Good multiplayer online. Good balanced characters like Meta Knight and Falco's chain grab with DDD's chain grab and dark times. Who was I maining in Brawl back then? Lucario? Yeah, it was Lucario. Thank God that character is better now. Character was ass in Brawl. Complete ass. Did Thunder? I didn't know Thunder during that time back at college. It was a little bit later when Kevin started streaming that I ran into him. It was much later after the PZ days when Kevin started to stream a little bit more serious on Guilty Gear Sign, Guilty Gear Sign and some other games. When Kev started picking up his stream, and that's when I ran to Thunder. Yeah, Kevin wasn't streaming back then. He was it was in the late part of King of Fighter 13 last 2 years in Street Fighter 4. He wasn't really streaming during that time. He was mainly going to casuals at people's places, practicing matches and stuff, and doing tournaments like Faulty Frosting, and he went to Evo a few times and whichever other tournaments. He only started recently taking streaming a little bit serious a little bit later after that point for Guilty Gear Sign and Revelator, and people were starting to get a little bit more interested in Guilty Gear. And then he started kind of branching out a little bit also around that. Um, yeah, it's been a little while. This tail's gonna be so cancerous. This tail. Gotta get the width and the height right before I start molding it into a tail. Good time. Good time. Don't stop me now. Yeah, it's some good times. That's also where I picked up on Persona. I think Persona 4 Arena was happening a little bit later. I also ran into the Arcana Heart 3 series at PZ. The people were playing it. Yeah, that's where I met most of the people at. Jason. Me and my friend thought Jason was a little kid when I saw him on the cabinet. I was like, "Who's that little kid yelling, man?" Me and Carl was looking around, and we just see this little guy here mopping the floor with everybody on the arcade on the fucking arcade with dolphins. And I'm like, hey man, go check out this little guy with a little cap on his head, man, over here beating up people with dolphins. I don't know, today it's Jason, or Kiddo Viper is known. Um, Hard to say if he's got any color since then, but uh, yeah, PZ was really funny. There was a little kid that was beating up people, actual little kid. I think it was they called him Daigo Junior or something in PZ. This guy was a monster with Ryu. This little boy. I'm like, can you show me the ropes, little man? No, coming out of my way, man. Just want to learn fundamentals. Beating people with Ryu, man. Hate that character. Hate Shotos. I don't know. I figured that he would probably pick back up on Guilty Gear Strive when it comes out. You might have to ask Kev. You might have to ask Isaac and them probably to see what he's been doing recently. Same for Darren. Every once in a while, Darren will pop in Kevin's stream. You know Darren, the one known as Faulty Defense. Using Answer and Sin back in Guilty Gear Revelator. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the old cats or the old veterans kind of slowing it down a little bit with fighting games until Guilty Gear Strive comes back out. They're trying to see if that light will ignite, inside them. Will Guilty Gear Strive give them that same thrill that they used to have in the old Guilty Gear games? They're just there. I'm pretty sure they're also surprised that we even got a new Guilty Gear game to begin with. Myself the other thing. So I'm pretty sure a lot of the vets are somewhat happy. You're just kind of hoping that this game will come out well developed once it's released. They're definitely very very cautious on it. I'm pretty sure Kevin, even though Kevin does want to kind of settle down a little bit, I think somewhere deep down he definitely does want to prove himself as a chip player and strive. He's not going. He's never ever gonna let that title burn. Um, there might be some new chip players that may even rise. I mean, we always had Kevin and Bears here, and then there were a few other known chip players that Kevin looked up to in Japan. But who knows? There might be some new chip players that may just give some of these old vet chip players a run for their money. But I mean, they'll definitely have the knowledge against them because all the other vets are used to the Guilty Gear series, execution and all that, and play style. So it wouldn't take them long to get accustomed to the new Guilty Gear Strive. You know, I really hope they add ABBA in Guilty Gear Strive, and they need to fix my fault or finish up my fault. Character not complete. Scared, man. Scared. Scared. But yeah, Planet Zero eventually closed down a few years later while I was at college. Ooh, too wide. I wasn't even looking at the top viewpoint of it. I want to see Bridget. 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 You want to see a chick with yo-yos? We have those. Very rare. Chicks with yo-yos. All we need is Testament, ABBA, maybe Zappa. Yeah, Silent wants Zappa. I guess we'll get Bridget. I just like Bridget, so we'll bring Bridget in there. You'd hear the Bridget. Disney could. There's a possibility she might make it. She only got a little bit of screen time in the she was added in what? She was added in Revelator 1, right? No, it was 2. It was 2. I think it was 2. I keep forgetting when these characters get added in these versions of Revelator. Um, she might make it back maybe. Her and what's her name? Samurai chick. You know what I'm talking about. Mrs. Guard Crush lady. I'm pretty sure both of them there's a high chance that they might make it back. I would think. Jam Raven Johnny DLC with Disney. Okay. Oh yeah, biking. Yeah. Yeah, biking. Question. When I was playing that video, that Sonic video, was the music picking up in the stream at all? I never did test that to see. There was audio picking up from the Sonic Unleashed bit. Was it pretty? Was it at a decent volume? I never did test it on my phone to see how loud it is. Oh, oh, you talking about the strike? Man, fuck Twitch strike, man. We promoting music. We're helping the artists out, man. It's not like people come to our streams for the music. They come for the content and the streamer. They should be lucky we're promoting their music and streams. It's getting exposure. Uh, Twitch little crybaby. Some of these artists probably thirsty. And I gotta get some money, man. I gotta go rip off some of these streamers. My one hit wonders are not making as much money as it used to be. I fell from a high status. I'm Justin Bieber status now. Nobody cares about me. I see that, but if the church starts giving me strikes, it had to. Well, I guess it depends on if they can, I guess, tell what music I'm playing. I guess most of the music I was playing was from my radio right here at the table. I wasn't playing it from the computer or anything. This tail though, it's gonna be the death of me. I swear. Does Tails really need a tail? Nobody will know it's missing. Nobody would know. Here comes Twitch out of nowhere. Alright, Damai. Strike one. We told you. You can't play copyright music in your stream. You have to get permission first. But if I did get permission, how would I prove that I got permission? How would I prove that? Guess I'm gonna have to get some strikes. The fighting games I got on Steam. Skullgirls. I gotta think about it. I think my girlfriend actually has a copy. She has Tekken 7 on her Steam account. So I can technically just log on to my girlfriend's account to play Tekken 7. Yeah, I think she got it. She got it when it was on sale, I believe, last time. Let's see. What do I have on Steam? Oh, let me get my password real quick. I don't remember my password, so I save it on my phone. Too much shit to remember. Let's see. There it is. There's my password. No looking. It's definitely not dot. Freaking people. Hackers taking my password, man. Can't be having that. Can't be having that. I don't have Tekken 7 installed, so I've been keeping it light on my installs right now until I get a extra drive, MD2 drive. I've been installing back some of my production software slowly on my computer. It already has Windows Office software and stuff on there. I did test League of Legends because Kevin needs Teemo by his side. He needs a support Teemo in League of Legends. You seen his Akali? It's been getting her ass beat. He got his ass beat in the mid lane. He needs a Teemo support. I tell this boy, he's like, nah, man, you're not supporting me with no Teemo crap, man. Get that out of here. First, you got to get a computer first. Well, now I got a computer that can run League of Legends good. I'm going to Teemo support Kevin. He's going to be happy. Or he's going to be angry. One of the two. Who cares? See what games we got here. The League of Legends does run pretty good. I'll just show a little quick test here. Oh yeah, I'm about to come in the mid lane and take Kevin's kills. He's gonna be happy about it. Why you coming in my lane taking my kills, man? Why can't you stay in your lane? Maybe I don't want to stay in my lane. Maybe I want to come over and take your kills. So you ain't killing shit in the mid lane. Too much Kali loving. Getting beat up by a Swain, Echo. Who else is getting beat up by? Probably Annie in the mid lane. Are you getting popped in the mid lane, Kevin? I seen all in your streams of League of Legends. Getting popped in the mid lane. Letting people free farm. You don't let people free farm. I think this is free farming. I'm gonna save my 3ds Max software real quick so I can I guess I'll cut it here on the modeling right now so we can take a look and see how League of Legends runs on this. Amazing. Doesn't slow down, doesn't overheat or nothing. Are you able to hear the audio? Um, you said it picks up in a stream, right? Any audio from my desktop? Yeah, you can hear it. Okay, I'm pretty sure. All right, let's check out these amazing. Close this up. Amazing processing power. Where my boy Timo at? No, actually, we're gonna go. We're gonna go freaking Zig. Not with the Timo. With the Timo. Kevin needs to learn how to play a real character. This is a real character, not these fake ninjas Kev likes using. Well, at least this stuff's working properly with OBS. I did plan to test the game on the stream to see how it looked at some point. Should I lower the should I lower the game music a little bit? How loud does it sound? I guess I could lower it in game a little bit so it's not overlapping my voice being too loud. I probably should lower the game audio probably. Oh, okay, I think it's sure. Look at these graphics, man. I never played League of Legends at this setting before. So it's been at slow mode, slightly slow mo mode. And I still won those matches too in slow mode. Well, maybe champion basically said 62. I know music playing? Huh. It's not picking up any of the League of Legends music, the announcer, the music or anything like that? That's surprising.
Mhm.
Nobody's innocent anymore. I've done things I'm not proud of. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Become one with the jungle. I settle my score. Now, we wait. I choose to live.
Hmm.
Rampage. Unstoppable. People that follow Hannah has destroyed its head. Dominating. Unstoppable. Wow. Good work. Double kill. Killing spree. Double kill. An enemy has been slain. You don't know about war. Legendary. Double kill. Your team has destroyed a kill. Your team has destroyed a kill. An ally has been slain. Legendary. Double kill. Your team has destroyed a kill.
Oh, my bad. No, I was doing it. My friend wanted to see a test run on my new computer to see how it runs on some of the games. I was just doing this quick match for a test. This is AI mode. I'm not playing against actual players.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
I was streaming 3D model a little bit earlier.
Legendary. Rampage. Your main event. Legendary. Your team has destroyed a kill.
Whoop. Wait for me. Are they planning to get back into league? Oh, I've been. I think last time I played League was on my older laptop around February, but it was just like ARAM and stuff. I'm testing it on my new desktop computer. It's so good to play it at high settings for once. I started League back in high school, back in like 2009, with some friends. I had an older laptop back then. I wanted to get ready to support Timo for my friends. They definitely don't want me to do that. He usually plays Metakali Shinkensu. That's his Twitch name. Usually when he's streaming League and some other stuff, I pop in there and I'll probably start back to 3D modeling thing tomorrow. I'm trying to get back into fundamentals of 3D modeling a little bit and 2D drawing. Now that I got a computer that can handle it. I'm kind of picking it back up a little bit with 3D modeling. It's just been a long while. It's always so tedious. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff to. Depends on what you're trying to focus on when you're drawing. What are you trying to improve on in what areas? You know, perspective, shading, coloring, lighting, proportions, anatomy. Sometimes I'll take a break off of that and touch a little bit in environmental art, drawing environments and stuff, landscapes and stuff like that. You kind of have to break it up in like different break periods to kind of balance it out a little bit when you're trying to work in like different areas you're trying to improve on. So I may take a break like off of 3D modeling or animating to focus on like more 2D stuff. They both can be pretty tedious. Both you have to kind of do a lot of practicing and grinding and research and stuff. I don't think I'm doing too bad on the 3D model for Tails. Like when I started today on the stream, I had to go back and like delete his whole half body just to fix some polygons and get them in a certain way that I want for animating. I didn't realize how bad it was on the polygon topology on the model until I looked at it a little bit more. I realized I probably won't be able to get the legs in properly. And even if I did, they probably wouldn't animate that well. Oh, hell, Timo support. Yeah. The yeah. Yeah, I was trying to brainstorm. I've been looking at a lot of 3D model references. Um, they kind of get like for example the Sonic models back then in old video games they kind of did it a little bit more basic, keeping the legs and the arms separate from the body when they're modeling. And I think the head mask area where it covers like the eyebrows were usually separate on Sonic models, some of the older video games and stuff. Of course, obviously these days with the CG animation, they keep it one body for detail. The in-game model may be broken up in some parts depending, depending which game we're talking about. But I mean, it's always good to kind of check, and see how other models are created, to kind of give you some feedback and stuff. I figure this will be one step to working on my second portfolio. I did do one demo reel. I'm working on another one. New content for a second demo reel. Let me see if I can find it for you. It's a little small one on YouTube that I did back then. Some of my older stuff when I was trying to get into 3D a little bit earlier in college days. Before I started trying to go into more complex stuff. Yeah, my profile. Damo High. Oh, we'll figure it Damo High. Should be at the bottom. This is my first demo row I did back then. I was trying to pick up a little bit around ZBrush and 3ds Max. Kind of feel for where some things are in the software. Programmer. My girlfriend's a programmer. We met back in college back then. She started out doing more was around doing artwork a little bit, but she started going more towards programming later down the road. I focused more on the art area. Who knows? Maybe we'll make a game together at some point. Super Mario for the Switch XL. Yeah, programming is interesting, but it can also, I can see why people say their heads just blow up in programming sometimes. It's just like, oh man. So, what kind of game are you trying to make? Is it a 3D mixed with 2D, all 2D, all 3D? What type of genre? I'm assuming you probably took a look at some of the kit softwares like Unity and Unreal Engine and some of those other ones out there probably as you've been considering. I've been trying to pick up a little bit of motion graphics. I got a recent new software, Cinema 4D, and then I also have Adobe After Effects, special effects. So I've been glancing a little bit of those two softwares and stuff, and motion graphics and stuff a little bit, just to kind of touch the waters a little bit on basics. Unity Mega Man XL platformer. Oh, okay, so it's gonna play similar to Mega Man, some of the older Mega Man games. You're trying to create it in Unity. I was hoping that if they start pushing out some more Mega Man games at some point. Yeah, so Capcom can be really silly sometimes. Mega Man Zero with an air dash. Yeah, the good thing about some of the older games is that they at least some people have gotten the games to get ripped of some of like their programming codes and some of their art assets, so we could take like a closer look and stuff at some of the older games, which is pretty nice. We'll always have like some websites with ripped 3D models of some of the older games to be looked at and observed. And some of the code for older games are available also, I believe. Well, some of them that are at least been ripped or made public. They're always pretty helpful. Trying to go into this whole new technology phase with all the everything has to be pretty looking, graphics, high def, high polygons, all that, da 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 da. Then you got the programmers' big headache with the AI, all this complex AI and stuff. Want the AI to be smarter, more flexible, less predictable, all this stuff. I can only imagine the freaking headache programmers have to go through these days. I'll definitely update on my channel. Movement is the hardest part of this game. Oh yeah, I can see that. I always figure that programmers have it probably the hardest when it comes to games. Well, when it comes to fighting games and games with like advanced movement options, or any kind of weird gravity effects in the game. Yeah, there's so many factors you have to worry about outside of just the base, class and objects and variables and all that. Making values for health and holding health and stats and all that stuff for a character. Like, it's so many other stuff, almost so much other stuff you guys have to worry about now. Um, it's crazy sometimes. Yeah, I think I tried to make a stick figure fighting game back when I started game design back then, and it was okay. It kind of worked a little bit. It's just there's just so many other things I didn't know about when it comes to like frame data and stuff like that for fighting games during that time period. That's where it gets really tricky with all these frames when it comes to animating the moves and stuff and how they. It's even worse when it comes to the properties and how they work when they make contact with the other player's body on when it comes to the code and stuff. It's just mind-boggling. Um, the physics must be a complete nightmare for a programmer and for a fighting game. I would not be surprised. Hitboxes, hurt boxes, frame advantage, disadvantage, neutral frames. I have no idea how would you even start something like that in programming. Can't imagine. Oh yeah, yeah. There's definitely even the fighting games today they're not perfect, especially on the netcode side. Good lord knows that we still have a long way to go with netcode, especially when it comes to console. So sometimes I think the netcode is just behind the times because of the engine that they're using. Every time that I'm thinking that maybe they're not optimizing the game enough to accommodate better FPS and latency and delays and stuff. I get that fighting games are trying to go rollback now rather than the basic netcode we've been using for the other games. Was it peer to peer, P2P, I believe. Most of the older games we're using. It's good that at least most of the newer ones are trying to accommodate rollback, like Mortal Kombat and Injustice. I think Injustice did rollback also. most of the other fighting games, they're not using Robat. Grand Blue versus is not. Um, I think Guilty Gear Strive they're trying to make it Robat once the game gets released. I wish these companies did that shit a long time ago. No one's not, like, it's like come on. Like, most of these players get their practice online. They don't need crappy netcode. They do not need crappy netcode. The netcode's fine. The initial sales were fine for the game. And no one's really getting on our asses about the netcode, so maybe we just gotta slide. We got a free pass to the next game. I'm just assuming what could be affecting netcode. I know when it comes to optimizing for artifacts that models shouldn't be too heavy, they shouldn't have too many polygons, and the polygons need to be the topology needs to be optimized, so the game is not slowing down too much. Now you can still get good looks for the 3D models without having the model be too detailed when it comes to having too many polygons. Same thing for high res textures and stuff on the model and stuff like that. You can still have good textures and templates and alphas without putting crazy stuff on the surface of the model. But I mean, it does play a role in the game's frame rate. It could be. I know. I'm just throwing out stuff that could be affecting the netcode of console fighting games for the most part. Maybe they're not really optimizing it the way that they should be optimizing it. Maybe. They're like, these games got to look pretty. I don't care if it slows down a little bit. It's got to be pretty. All these levels that are unplayable and competitive scenes. Street Fighter V beach level. Oh man, look at that beautiful water. Such a nice 3D scenery. Too bad you can't play that in tournaments. Fucking lag like hell. Fucking frame drops to 40 or something. And that makes me wonder what these devs be thinking these days. Just mind-boggling. I'll be scared to even work under any of them, to be honest. The madmen. They need to have save states and load states. So the rollback basically is keeping a track of the different states from the previous state to the current state of what you're doing in the game. It keeps a track of all that basically, so it doesn't like get lost or anything in the I'm assuming okay. So the other netcode P2P, which we've been using for other fighting games, when lag kicks in, it completely loses the previous states of what was happening in the game before the lag kicks in. So it looks completely horrendous when it lags in there, rather than trying to recuperate where its previous state was before the lag happened or the delay happened. Is that kind of like what rollback kind of does? Yeah, in fighting games, the character would teleport. It would just jump to the current state. It would just ignore like anything that happened between delay and lag when it started happening in the match, and just jump to the current state of the match. Whether the character teleports, jumps on your screen, disappears, you can't shoot it, you can't attack it. Just, ugh. I mean, obviously the netcode itself, what they're using as an infrastructure is a factor also, not just the game's optimization. Not saying that they should use servers for fighting games. That'd be nice. Nice if they invest in big servers for fighting games. Robot kind of predicts or estimates the next input when the lag hits. Oh yeah, go ahead and send it. I'll go ahead and bookmark it so I can look at it. Take a look at it later. So it's already predicting. It's already predicting any kind of input delay that might happen in the match, and it's already saving a state beforehand, so it doesn't have to play catch up. Basically, that's what it sounds like. Instead of trying to look for a current state that it lost during the lagging delay, it's already preparing a state, knowing what kind of lagging delay it's going to run into with the person you're matched with. It's interesting. So basically, Roback is preparing in advance for what it already knows. It's preparing in advance for what it knows, what's going to come in the match with your player, rather than just waiting for the lag and delay to happen in the match and then try to fix it mid match. Hmm. Well, they're definitely trying to put Roback into Guilty Gear Strive. Everyone's hoping that game will come out somewhat okay with netcode. And netcode, oh boy, I get that they were just testing the beta and stuff. That's why, but and they probably should have held it off on that testing a little bit longer. I know there's gonna probably be another test before Guilty Gear Strive comes out. Okay, I see it. Yeah, let me save this. Oh, man. You stream also? You stream anything on Twitch? Or you just mainly watch stuff? Oh, I'll give you a follow. What kind of stuff you stream? I've been kind of mixing it up a little bit, but mostly I stream anime. If I'm not streaming fighting games, I'll stream like maybe some arena fighters or anime fighting games, like J Stars or Jump Force or One Piece uh, Blood Boil. Whatever the game's called. Sometimes I'll stream Final Fantasy 14 periodically, Apex. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Cydia and T. Blaze Blue. I produce like Persona One. Oh, so you do practice your art and stuff on Twitch sometimes? Like I'm doing this just get feedback. Artists I always try to get feedback and criticism on their work and stuff like that. And trying to get help on making improvements and stuff from bad habits. Um, so it's not bad that people kind of do their work on Twitch and stuff just to see just to let people kind of watch the process a little bit. That definitely does not hurt to get feedback from other people in a similar field. Um, Gestures. Yeah, I remember they were making me do that back in college. Draw a bunch of hands, a bunch of heads, a bunch of feet, different angles. We artists don't like drawing hands and feet, right? We gotta cover it up with something or cut it out of the screenshot or render and just make up an excuse why we can't see the hands and feet. You know, if we couldn't model the hands and feet of Sonic until just recently in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, we're probably just gonna make sure that his shoes and gloves don't come off, right? Well, the gloves look like hands. The shoes definitely are not coming off because we don't know how to model feet. Even if we did, we don't know how to model Sonic's feet until just recently in the movie. So now we can take his shoes off because we're breaking the rules now. Hands and feet are like kryptonite when it comes to drawing and modeling. No one wants to do it. It's tedious. Then the head is like the next tedious area. 3D model in the head. You know, like it's just better if we just don't have any hands and feet. Shit. Usually, I always kind of think back when I'm working on any kind of animation or design work. I always think back of Steamboat Willie from Disney, Steamboat Mickey Mouse in the cartoon show. Mm. I always kind of reflect and think back of that. It also is like like some of the core stuff kind of started from like some of the like smallest things back then when it comes to animation and design. I mean, even though Steamboat Mickey was more focused around 2D animation, 2D animation period, before they started making these other techniques for doing 2D animation a lot more efficient and quicker with okay results. You can tell the quality kind of went down, but the quantity went up, especially with today's cartoon shows. Good lord. Um, yeah, Steamboat. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, yeah, they put it in there based off the cartoon series. Um, yeah, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, makes me wonder how stressful it is working in Square. I was like, yeah, I hope the workers don't end themselves there. It's like there's some things that Square that there's just so many things. There's some things that Square Enix does that just completely grinds my grits. When it comes to business decisions in Japan, when it comes for video game products, it's just like what is your goal here? Is it cash grab? Just I don't know. Some of these game companies they seem to prioritize different things when it comes to getting their product out. Just mind boggles me. And Square Enix has been known for breaking a lot of, I guess, breaking a lot of the word for it. They've been basically going they just been kind of just going up and down basically. You know. Yeah, that's funny because a lot of things that Square Enix did, given with the way that they kind of handle like I strongly believe that video game companies need to be really indulging with the community. They still need to have a balance between that with community managers and stuff. But I think the best way for most game companies to get a gist of how to go about creating or designing or making a game function a certain way is through strong feedback from the community. Listen to the community, engage the community, talk with them, laugh with them. You know, don't see them as just a quick cash grab. I don't have to do shit for you. I don't have to listen to you. You know, and sometimes I get that from Square Enix sometimes, especially when it came to the way they handled the Cydia NT. When it came to listening to the community, they would literally. It was like the Cydia. We make a port based off the arcade, but we limit the funds. We limit the funds for Team Ninja to push the game further and work out some of the flaws that were in the game, along with the netcode issue. But we go back and tell Team Ninja to fix it while keeping majority of the funds for arcade only. They weren't even thinking about longevity. They were just thinking of cash grab. We didn't care if this game survived long or if we promised 50 deals, 50 character rosters. You guys fix it. We're not giving you more money to fix it, but we still want you to fix it. So for a small manpower company, a small team of probably 15 people doing all that work on the Cydia, the Square Enix. And Square Enix is not known to listen to the community on much stuff. That's a fact. It's been seen for a good while. If they do listen at all to any part of the community, it would be very rarely, and it's not a lot that they're listening to, and it would have to be making money right off the bat on initial sales. They don't like taking risks as a company. Not a lot of risks. They'll take some risks, but they don't take enough risks to really clarify and quantify what they could really push out for some games to survive a little bit longer. Um, that's what I think separates a lot of Western companies from Square Enix in Japan. Western companies are a lot more prone to take risks, and I think they're a lot more prone to kind of branch out with different communities when it comes to their product. Even if the community is out of their country, they'll still branch out to that community most of the time. Square Enix, you got a community. They probably you can send all the stuff you want in terms of feedback and changes and stuff like that that could help the game. You'd be lucky that stuff ends up in a spam folder, assuming they even have a community manager. Just and yet they wonder why certain things don't go their way or how come things aren't going as well for them compared to other games and other companies. I wonder why too. Yeah. Maybe you should start researching your target audience. Maybe I'm just saying. I'm just saying Square Enix. You're not known for doing a lot of research outside of Japan, so maybe you should just start kind of researching a little bit more of the different kind of customers you're dealing with. Just saying. You know, instead of just saying that Westerners don't like anime games or you know games made over there. It's just I don't understand it sometimes with these companies. They want to make money, but they're not looking at it. Some of them are just they're so worried about cash grabs and initial sales. Just beyond me. Like the money will be there. The money will come. You just got to be patient a little bit. Like the money will come, but can't just rush this stuff. It's like, oh, initial sales. We got it. We got it. That's all we need for initial sales. Time to move on to the next product. Nah. It made me sad because Dissidia is one of my most favorite IP games. I still play it today, but it lost, as you know, it lost its support from Square Enix. Square Enix is not supporting it no more. So Team Ninja can't make any new support for the game or any changes for the game now. Team Ninja was sad. Like you could see on their face in the stream when they told us the news in March. Ooh man, the whole community was freaking uproar. It's just crazy. It's just like, oh Lord, like I didn't get my Vivi DLC, my Zack. Man, I was waiting for that too, for that next the Dissidia DLC character after Arden, and I find out this, I'm just like, oh, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real. You lying? Nah, nah. I was like, man, the next character was probably going to be a marksman. So a lot of people were speculating it was going to be Vivi from Final Fantasy 9 because it was data mined. It showed Zack and Vivi's placeholder files in the game. Man, they stopped at Arden. Arden was good, but they stopped at Arden. I was sad. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna need some hankies. A lot of hankies. A lot of hankies. I'm like, we were at 40 characters, I think. Arden was the 40th character, so we were about to get 10 more technically. They said that the finished roster, that the roster that they were trying to go for was 50. There's a potential that they could have went past 50 if they wanted to, but they were going to add Gilgamesh. They're going to add Prish, the returning character from the PSP game, the City of Doom, and then there were some others that they were going to add in there. We stopped right at 40. Couldn't even get to 50. The Square Enix is like, I don't know, man. The money's not coming in. I mean, we didn't invest in the game. We didn't invest in the port that mattered the most, console. We told Team Ninja to do stuff that they couldn't do with limited funds and limited power. We barely market the product. We didn't even market it at all. All the community did all the marketing for us in the West State. Made content, videos, got new players for them. And then we go back and just like screw you guys. Don't even say thank you for all the hard work you did making the game grow for us. Don't even acknowledge us. No representation at the tournaments hardly. Oh man, I love Square Enix. They definitely know how to treat their community. Such a lovable little bunch, aren't they? That's why I say game companies that if they take care of their community, the community will sometimes take care of them. It's shown in Dead by Daylight, Warframe. It's shown a little bit in Apex. They indulge with the community, and community provides. You're not going to please everybody, but if you're at least having a dialogue with the community, there's a start. There's a start. Uh, you're right. You're right. I really give props to the devs that take the time to even sit there and do podcasts and talk with us. And, just talk with us like regular people and stuff. Don't see us as a bunch of digits, bunch of dollar signs. Yeah, well, we're buying your product and we're supporting your product, but it doesn't mean you should just turn a blind eye on everything and feedback. It's like an artist. Artists take feedback from people around them. Game companies have to do that too if they want to get on the right direction. You know, we're the ones playing your games, guys. Just saying. um, but I don't know. Square Enix has been known to do that a lot when it comes to neglecting the community, especially on the west side. And most of us are always kind of skeptical that they would change in the future, but they haven't really been making much progress towards branching out. I'm still laughing at the whole Final Fantasy 15 dilemma, the cancel of the content and all that. It's just I don't know. Square Enix it's got some work ahead of it if they want to try to catch up with some of the other more stabilized companies that are more set and rooted down somewhere in the market. Riot Game, I think Riot Game did a decent job for the most part when it comes to League of Legends marketing and the game is, well, not only the game is free, but it came a long way from the first design up till now. It's just amazing how League of Legends looks now compared to how it was back then in the old beta days. The character roster, the story, the lore, all the stuff that they branched out on, training mode, in-depth freaking training mode on dummies, all that stuff. I never thought they were going to add that in League of Legends. And now we're about to get a fighting game. So they already have a good market and a good base for League of Legends. So now if they make a decent fighting game, that's like making a Smash Bros game. Everybody knows the IP in Smash Bros. Most likely they know the IP that's in Smash Bros. All those characters. It's probably gonna be the same thing for League of Legends when they make that fighting game. Like they're in a good position. They're in a hell of a good position. Smash is too also. Smash Ultimate, Nintendo and Sakurai. They're in a good spot. Where they're outside of the whole virus thing. They're in a good position. Um, you know. So go figure. Most of the companies that actually indulge with the community have less problems. Pretty interesting. Ironic. You know. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, Netcode. Netcode. You talking about Netcode for fighting games in general? I mean, I don't know what Riot Game is gonna use. I don't even know what companies is gonna be helping them make the fighting game. I'm assuming I'm assuming that the game is gonna play kind of like Grand Blue a little bit, where it utilizes a cooldown on the abilities while you're using certain attacks. Because it still keeps that whole element with a MOBA and League of Legends with having skill abilities with cooldowns. Um, so I mean, we'll see though. I'm assuming that's how it'll work. You know. Um, oh, Smash. Oh, God, if Smash had robots. So I get that Sakurai never wanted Smash to be a competitive game. I get that, but you can't always control that market. If you see a potential for a market, you should probably go for it. You know, it's all this thing with. I get the whole vision that you had with Smash and stuff, but man, you gotta you gotta do what you gotta do. Smash turned competitive at a point. It turned competitive. It's still a fun party game, and now it has a competitive scene now with it. So you had to make changes to Smash. Since Melee, some people think Melee was an accident. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. It was a good accident, I guess. It definitely had some nutty stuff in there. I would say it's definitely better. I'm pretty sure most would agree it's a better game than Brawl. Everything's better than Brawl so far. Let me get started on Brawl's netcode. Um, but yeah, I mean, Smash. I really do think that Nintendo needs to up their game a little bit when it comes to netcode and chatting and messaging in game and stuff like that. I get it's the whole friend, family environment, but you gotta take the training wheels off at some point. You gotta branch a little bit. You gotta, you may like they may not see there's a reason to update the netcode on Smash because people are gonna buy Smash regardless. Well, that's still not the case though. I mean, you still want to make some changes there because people play online a lot and they know Smash netcode is pretty buns, even with the Ethernet adapter cord. Wired connection, it's still a little sluggish here and there. It's playable, but to be precise in Smash and accurate in Smash, you're not gonna be able to be that precise on Smash's netcode, you know. And I'm assuming this is gonna be Sakurai's last Smash game. Also, the guy has so many. You can just see like the windbags under his eyes from like years of plotting and scheming and creating, brainstorming, imagining how he wants this game to go about. It's just it makes me wonder if Sakurai even sleeps. When he did that little broadcast with Min Min for Arms, I was like, man, this guy doesn't sleep, huh, man? Look at his eyes, man. I don't think Sakurai sleeps. Sakurai, you know what sleep is, man? No, smash, smash. Here comes a new challenger, sir. We gotta get you to bed, man. New challenger. 3 months later, sleep, sleep, Sakurai, sleep. Man, shoot. We're supposed to be getting that DLC character today, actually. I think it comes out tonight or whenever Nintendo updates their stuff sometime tonight. It varies in the time zones for each region. But I think Min Min for Arms is supposed to come out sometime tonight, later tonight on the store. And with the update for Smash and stuff. Can't wait to try her. Arms is a really nice game. Good music, good designs, good visuals. I really like them exploring new areas in games. And Arms is definitely one of those games that does that. Splatoon does it also. I just like them being creative a little bit when it comes to new IPs. You gotta be these days. You know, just it's like fighting games. If someone had to ask me, hey, is this a good time to make a fighting game, a new fighting game, one that's like a new IP, not a branded IP like Tekken or Street Fighter or some of these other games, bigger titles, Mortal Kombat. I'd be like hell to the nah. Unless you're League of Legends, uh, any new IPs from the grounds up, I would probably scratch that for a good while. There is no reason for new IP fighting games, and the fighting games is just way too saturated right now. Too many fighting games back to back, and then there's too many versions of the fighting game sometimes back to back. Blaze Blue is a big keen candidate for that. You know that. How many Blaze Blue games we got here from the series? 8. 7, not including Blaze Blue Tag as its own thing. You know, we don't want that to happen. That should not happen. Fighting games are getting way too saturated for that. We can't even catch a break. We can't even catch a break. Like we can't like League of Legends. You can at least stick. They just make updates to that one game, and you get to stick to that game. When can we do that a little bit for fighting games, where we don't have to keep hopping like bunny rabbits to each game? I don't understand it. You know, we can't even catch a breath. Like, you know, if we play Dragon Ball Z Fighter for a few years, you know, do we have to worry about Dragon Ball Z Fighter 2 at any point? Nope, I don't think anytime soon. You know, uh, just I would not want to be the underdog of working on a new fighting game from scratch, of a new completely IP that nobody knows what the fuck it is. Is it Ryu? Is it Mario? Is it Kratos? Is it Kazuya? Jin? Is it at least Sub Zero? If I don't know those characters, I don't know what the fuck it is. It looks like a new IP and a new fighting game. I guess the easiest way to bring in a new target audience to a new fighting game is to make it look very pretty and engaging to the customers. Make them feel, you know, like, hey, maybe I should give this game a try. It looks pretty fun. It's very hard to do in a fighting game these days. You know, it's very hard. Very hard. It's crazy. Oh man, I thought this was Marvel vs. Capcom, man. I don't even know what this shit is. It doesn't have none of my iconic characters in the game. No, I don't feel like wasting my time. Even though these devs put all this hard work and time into this game. And it goes back to, like, you know, what makes a game good. It doesn't matter what makes a game good. It needs to be okay. It needs to be fun. They always tell me in school, games need to be fun first. Presentation needs to be decent. The game needs to look fun. If it looks fun, then the customer can worry about it playing like it's fun when they try it. Then everything else will fall into place. That's why, you know, a good game is going to be always subjective to the customer, the customer's preference. You know, I may not agree with certain changes they made to the game or a certain direction of the game, but I can't be the judge of saying whether the game is good or not. For the most part, I can just say the game is probably fun to me, or maybe I don't get that much enjoyment out of it. You know, Street Fighter Five, goddamn crush counters. Why can't we go back to the good old days of parrying, third strike? Street Fighter 4, God, everybody knows they love that focus cancel system. Everyone, there's still a lot of people playing Street Fighter 5, even though the numbers declined a little bit. Despite how much they hate Street Fighter 5, they'll still play it. So I'm like, that's still Street Fighter. Who can resist Street Fighter? Same thing for Tekken's changes. Not everyone agreed with Tekken's changes. The people still play Tekken. Everyone knows that the fighting games are going towards a more convenient design and development when it comes to casual players. That's obvious. The fighting games are getting easier. They're making a lot more combat mechanics. You know, execution is not too heavy. All of this is shown in all the fighting games. All the fighting games. Which is fine. I mean, I get that there has to be a balance between the hardcore and the casual market, and the casual market make up the majority. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. You know. I mean, shoot, Smash proves that. Despite how many hardcore players play Smash, Smash is what other fighting games strive to be in terms of marketing and appealing to the hardcore and casual scene. That's what every fighting game strives to be. Let's just be real on that. You know, Smash is not really struggling. There's a lot of fighting games that are struggling in different areas. than in longevity. You know, um, Grand Blue. I get they were trying something new. When I look when I look at everyone's feedback on Grand Blue and my perception on it. Okay, so Grand Blue, it's a little bit more. It's more basic. It's not execution heavy. Obviously, it's not as execution heavy as other games. Easier to get into, and it's definitely very pretty visually. Very pretty game with very good music. But there's not a lot of dynamic aspects behind the game. There needs more defensive options. Like, well, all we got is what, rolling and side dodging, side dodge. Rolling the rolling in the game is buns. The rolling in the game is complete doo doo. You can only use it probably offensively, yeah, at the most, but using it defensively, I mean, you could probably guess a roll on a projectile and gap close towards the opponent, but you're not gonna have time to punish that opponent because the roll's active freaking frames are so active in the recovery. And by the time I recover from a roll, I'll probably have a family by then. I wouldn't be surprised. Grand Blue needs a little bit more dynamic aspect behind it, outside of more defensive mechanics to keep people entertained. Because you just have to you don't have to do much when it comes to your game plan in Grand Blue versus. There's not much to extra stuff you can do in a match. Um, so it's not bad what they have so far. They just need to add a little bit more to it for the most part. I think what they have is not a bad start, but they definitely need to add some extra dynamic aspect to the game. That's what most of these fighting games have, some kind of dynamic aspect. They may have some fighting games may have more defensive options and less offensive options and more ways to set up your Oki, your mix up, and a lot of. But all these majority of these games have a dynamic aspect behind them that keep players interested. Dragon Ball Z Fighters, home dashing, freaking all these special abilities you can shoot across the map. You know, the fact that it's Dragon Ball Z is even a big plus, so that's a given. Everyone loves Dragon Ball Z. You won't find many people that hate Dragon Ball Z. Tekken, visual appealing 3D style game, kind of like Virtual Fighter and Soul Calibur. Customization, a big plus. Big move list. Realistic martial art realistic martial art um, animations and moves for each of your characters. And then you have the new little slowdown feature in Tekken 7 and all the other stuff they have in there. At least there's dynamics to the game. Grand Blue is lacking the dynamics aspect and the extra mechanic aspect to keep people playing longer. So people are just waiting to see, you know, what new characters come out in Grand Blue and whether they do any major changes to Grand Blue. Like, they don't hate Grand Blue, they're just getting bored of Grand Blue. You know, I think most people just say that they're just getting bored of it a little bit for the most part. Like, you won't play the game like for like a ton of matches that you would do like probably Tekken or some other fighting game. I would be surprised. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's the best way I can see Grand Blue at the moment from my standpoint of the game, from what I've seen from the community. Um, this one, Blaze Blue Tag, or the what was the last last that came out? Continue? Was it continue? No, it was Continue too. I keep forgetting what was the last one. The last main Blaze Blue game. I do have Blaze Blue Tag. Hey, let me give you a follow also on Twitch. So you can check out some of the stuff sometime when you're streaming. Uh, Let's see. Lazy Lace, KB5. Okay, is that okay? That's the one with the One Punch Man icon. Yeah, I see Blaze Blue, and you have some one that's called okay, Lazy Zay Art. Yeah, I think that's you. Okay, that's you. Showbiz, boy, boy. This guy right here, Lazy. This thing we call showbiz right here, evil, straight evil. Every fighting game we play, you have to use the easy mode character. Good frame, fast poke, probably strong ass or decent spacing and zoning. Hella good freaking normal. It's just all the time, man. All the time. All the time. What is this? Are you? Oh, you in tonight? Chief waifus. Chief waifus. Be ashamed of yourself, man. Ashamed of yourself. Shame. Shame. Well, if that was the case, Showbiz, how come you're not using the cheap waifu in Grand Blue in Guilty Gear? Elfelt. Why you using a balanced character? Yeah, he's from Kev's stream. Me and Kevin go way back to college days. That's when we learned about game design and stuff like that back then. Before Kevin started streaming a little bit more after that point. Send me a link. Let me see what's in this link. Better be something good. I have to break my phone. Cancer. 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 I don't need to see no Shao Yu Morgan colored imposter over here hurting this poor little defenseless player here in the rank battle. I mean, it's showed on stream. That's gonna cost $10, sir. I know Twitch might give me a strike. I'm gonna close out League of Legends real quick. If I go on my see. I don't even think I'm logged into Twitch on my computer. Wait, that link you sent me was that on YouTube? Yeah, it was YouTube. No, I'm already have you followed, Lazy. It shows on my thing that I already have you followed already. guess I have to type it in on I. Cool. Well, here, actually, just put it in. Let me go on Kevin's stream. Kevin's stream. That way, I can just click the link from his. Or I can just go on your on. I can just go on my own thing. You can put the. I can get the link from there. That'd be easier. I haven't logged on to Twitch on my computer. I don't think. Keyboard man. Okay. That's my Gmail. So Gmail, sir. That's my Twitch password. I was gonna say, I need to get my password from my phone stuff. Twitch. Oh, there it is. Let me make sure I saved in, so I have to type this password back in. Keep me signed in. Come on, right password. Oh, I see why. Damo, hi. Oh, okay, I see. My username. I haven't updated my username for the account. Damo0. Why is it not taking it though? It's gotta be my username then. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Ah, great. Gotta go into my email and all this. God damn it, Twitch. God damn it. Why you gotta make a struggle, man? I ain't trying to struggle. There we go. We're in there. Oh, that guy. Yo, get off. Crazy guy. Alright. Let me get back to my go ahead and shoot that link to me again, Showbiz. That shit looks janky. My eyes. I can't tell with the screen. That looks freaking. Good lord. Eyes. My poor eyes. Alright, let's look at this craziness. Nope. 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 Nerf all that. Poor Supreme still over here having to deal with this. I downloaded Multi Blood tonight before I go to sleep. I'm gonna take the dogs out before I get on Apex. Look at it. Look at this, Lazaro. Look at this. Look at this crap. Look at this. Look at that. Look at it. Look at this character. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that man. Can go in stance anytime she want. Raw. Fast poke. Speed. Evasive as fuck. God, I feel sorry for King players. Good thing you're not a King player, Lazaro. Lazaro is a Lei Wulong main. See him over there kicking ass with Lei Wulong. Let's go, Lazaro. Yeah. She needs it. She needs it. She needs it. Does the guy need to be broken in Street Fighter 4 Vanilla? Did he need it? Did it need it? Once I get done with this vid, how long is it? That's a few more minutes. Once I get done with this vid, I'm gonna take the dogs out real quick, use the restroom outside, and then I'll hop on Apex. King gotta deal with Xiao Yu shenanigans, fucking evasive as fuck, low profile. I can't reach you to grab. That's why he has that down kick. Step on her feet. Step on her little ankle. Oh, you trying to crouch below the waist? Nah. You ain't trying to deal with that shit. Steve player. Oh, the Steve player wins. Probably cheated. Cheated against the Steve, I know it. Man, I'm watching this stuff first before I take the dogs out. The dogs only take about 8 minutes outside. You say Kevin is streaming right now? He needs that Teemo support? I know Kevin needs that Teemo support. He don't believe it, but he knows he needs it. Speed and ass mid lane. Let's go see. Cheap. Look at that. Cheap shot. Does a freaking instant one frame stun hit, which you can probably get a combo off of that. Wouldn't be surprised. Let's go see. Bet you do miss those season 1 counter hits. You know what I miss? Lei Wulong and Tekken Tag and Dark Resurrection. That's what I miss. I also miss Christie in Roger Jr. Harada, make it happen. And I promise I will never ask for shit as long as I live. Better get my 2 characters before they go to Tekken 8 or whatever Tekken project they have working on. Her name is Eddie. You can say the same thing for Josie. Freaking fuck around. If we're talking about Bruce, all 3 of them use Muay Thai. What's the difference there? 3 Muay Thai users. We can't have 2 Capoeira users. That's too much. We got 2 boxers in Street Fighter. Balrog and Dudley. That didn't stop Capcom, did it? That whole match was whacked and hacked. I've seen all the cheats in Game Shark and Action Replay you used in each of your moves. Unbelievable. Spending all this. I can't watch this now. Unbelievable. Sorry, Lazaro. I'm sorry you had to see this, Lazaro. It's bound to happen. Good Lord. I'll meet you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream and take the dogs out, and then I'll meet you guys online. I'll go ahead and get some warm up matches. Protect Lazaro from lifelines. Lazaro, lifelines will hunt you down every time. That is your curse until the curse is removed. No matter where you hide, in your corner with your prowler, intellect, fire. What else do you use? Havoc. You will be hunted in the corner by a random lifeline. 70% of the time in our matches, we're probably a Mozambique, if not worse. You know it's gonna happen. Such is the life. You know, I mean, your fate sealed, man. I can't save you from that. I can kill a lifeline and just another one to come out of the blue and take you out. So what good will that do, right? All right, I'm gonna take a stream. I'll see you guys online. Let me take the dogs out real quick.